absolute pleasure to welcome you all to this enlightening value education seminar of management of SVKMs, Usha Praveen of Psychology, Jyoti Dalal School of Liberal Arts. Today's seminar revolves around a topic that holds immense significance in both our personal and professional lives. The topic, as you all can see, is organizational dynamics, the human factor. Through this lens, we will explore profound insights on building trust, practicing gratitude in leadership, cultivating inner peace, and mastering conflict resolution, skills that are pivotal not just in the workplace, but in all spheres of human interaction. We are indeed deeply honored to have with us an eminent personality whose wisdom and teachings inspire millions. Let us warmly welcome Pujya Dr. Gyanvatsal Swami ji, a revered life coach and eminent speaker from BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, with a round of applause, please. With his extensive experience and profound understanding of life, Swamiji will guide us in navigating the complexities of organizational and interpersonal dynamics with greater clarity and compassion. Of course, I'll be introducing Swamiji in detail a little later. Before we can begin this seminar, it is always good to seek blessings from the Almighty. So I would request Swamiji and Dr. Gandhi sir and the accompanist of Swamiji to come here and do the lighting of the lamp and Saraswati Puja. The entire auditorium lights, please switch it on. I request Swamiji and his accompanists to be on the stage so that we can begin, and Gandhi sir as well. Sir, please. Sir, please. Before we begin with the session, which all of us are eagerly waiting to start, let us take a moment to ensure that our guest today is formally welcomed. I request Honorable Office Bearers Member Dr. Gandhi sir to welcome and felicitate the speaker of the day with flowers. Sir, if you could come to the center stage for your photograph. Bouquet. Please, round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. I request Dr. Gandhi sir to felicitate the accompanist of Swamiji. Round of applause, please. Let me share at this moment, Dr. Gandhi sir has been instrumental in making this event possible. So I would request our HOD Commerce, Dr. Mayur Vyas, to felicitate Dr. Gandhi sir as well so that we can begin formally. Sir. No sir, it has to be done. Thank you. Take a pic, please. I'll formally introduce the speaker for the day. Okay. Today we are honored to welcome Dr. Gyanvatsal Swami ji, a revered motivational speaker and social reformer who has inspired millions across the globe through his profound wisdom and impactful talks. Both in Vallabh Vidyanagar, Gujarat, born in Vallabh Vidyanagar, Gujarat, Swamiji completed his primary education in a government school and pursued mechanical engineer from Birla Vishwakarma Mahavidyalaya. His academic journey laid a strong foundation for his later work in promoting personal and societal growth. Swamiji serves with BAPS, a globally recognized social organization dedicated to enhancing lives through spiritual and personal development. Over the years, he has traveled to over 20 countries, delivering insightful talks on diverse topics such as stress management, work-life balance, education, and leadership. His speeches have not only inspired individuals but also resonated with corporate audiences at prestigious events like FGI HR Conclave. A devoted disciple of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, Swamiji embodies the values of humility and service. We are indeed honored to have you, sir, as our guest speaker for the day. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. The stage is yours, so thank you so much.
गुणातीतोऽक्षरं ब्रह्म भगवान् पुरुषोत्तमः जनो जानन्निदं सत्यं मुच्यते भवबन्धनात्। श्री स्वामीनारायण भगवान की जय, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज की जय, महंत स्वामी महाराज की जय। With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, my Guru Hari, Param Pujya Mahant Swami Maharaj, my heartiest namaskar and good afternoon, especially to my good friend and the connecting link between us, Dr. Jayan Gandhi, the faculty and the students, when the program is organized under the banner of IQAC and the Department of Management, co-hosted by the Department of Psychology. Nice to be in the midst of all of you. Feel privileged. Because it's always energizing to be in the midst of young energy. Because you are going to shoulder the responsibilities of the society and the country in future. Whatever dreams our generation we have aspired and tried to work on it, you are the generation who is going to fulfill it. So we always feel that we should be in the midst of you because you have the talent and the intelligence of the new age, and we have the experience of failure and success both of the other age. So our experience can guide your talent and intelligence, and it's a good combination of talent, intelligence and experience that can always bring the desired success that we want in our lives. Well, coming to the topic organizational dynamics, the human factor, when I was told that it's a management and psychology class, I said this could be a better topic. So it was suggested to me. Well, I come from the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, we are one of the largest NGOs of the world. Among the top 10 NGOs of the world, we have got a permanent stay in the United Nations as an NGO. And this is more than 25 years that we have got this status in the United Nations. We run more than 1,800 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, community centers, sanskar kendras, mandirs and akshardham all over the world. And just 2 days back, we celebrated our Karyakar Suvarna Mahotsav, that is 50 years of organized structure of our volunteers. Just go on the YouTube, on BAPS channel, and I guarantee you, you have not seen an event of this class in your life. It was at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, 110,000 jam-packed volunteers of BAPS, not followers. Followers goes into millions. Our dedicated volunteers, registered volunteers, 110,000. The PM was live, HM was there, the CM was there, and we had 2,000 performers on the ground. The entire cricket ground was filled with 2,000 performers. and we served food to all these 110,000 people and gave them another packed meal for their way back home. We parked 2,000 buses. When you want to see that management, what is mass management, you see, go on YouTube and just see 2 days back the festival. That volunteer strength comes in any organization through the human factor. Because we being a non-government organization, a non-profit organization, all the activities of our organization are based upon the human factor, that is the human involvement of selfless service to society and for a cause. We are about 1,300 saints in the organization, ordained saints. And out of them, more than 1,000 are graduates, postgraduates, chartered accountants, doctors, and engineers. I think most of you are sitting here are below the age of 22. Am I right? Or max 23? Am I right or wrong? Yes. I finished my engineering before anybody of you were born. And that too from a government college, not of today's times where every street of India has a college. Of the 1,300 saints, more than about 150 saints are born US and UK citizens. More than 70 saints in the organization, they are Stanford, Harvard, Carnegie Mellon, Yale and Keelong graduates. Many of our saints have left aside their 6-7 digit pays in NASA, in Microsoft, in Google, and have joined the organization fully. ये बात मैंने आपको इसलिए कही कि आपको ये ना लगे कि कुछ चला नहीं होगा, जमा नहीं होगा, इसलिए यहाँ के बैठ गए। सब कुछ चला हुआ था, जमा हुआ था. We are here for a mission. And I've been asked by my organization, by my Guru Mahant Swami Maharaj, to talk to youngsters so that we prepare, because we need this generation not just of academics but of a value system. Alone academics don't work. I've attended more than 15,000 such seminars and conferences all over the world. Just academics don't work. Just your talent don't work. Just your back support systems, platforms and experiences don't work. With all of this that you have, if you miss out on value system, you are inviting all sorts of problems in life. Am I right or wrong? Raise your hands if you say yes. If you have everything of this, but if you miss out on value system, you are inviting all sorts of issues in life. And if you are strong on value system, the other way around, even if you are less on talents, less on academics, less on professionalism, less on support systems or state, still you will gradually progress in the organization. And the human factor in the organization is well maintained only by the value system, well incorporated into the humans, into the organization's employees or the volunteers. So the human factor is the most important. Huge companies with extraordinary performances once upon a time have fallen because of lack of human factor. And many small entities have grown to unbelievable levels, again because of the human factor. So the human factor plays a very important role. Human factor basically means first is the value system. Second is the interpersonal relationships among the working colleagues, between the management and the organization's staff or the working colleagues, or if it's an NGO, it's like the volunteers. So value system and relationships, trust amongst each other is the human factor that has the power to change the organization's dynamics either way, positive or negative. And we have experienced that. As I told you, 1 lakh dedicated volunteers Prime Minister Narendra Modi, day before yesterday, he said in our event in Ahmedabad, he said, this is perhaps the first event that has come to my notice, that 1 lakh dedicated volunteers of a single organization. This is commendable for any organization. We started this in 1972. At that time, the first official release for the activity coordination was sent to 11 volunteers in 1972. And today in 2024, we are 1 lakh plus from 30 countries. These volunteers had come to Ahmedabad day before yesterday. That growth from 11 to 1 lakh in a span of like about 52 years, that secret I want to disclose to you today under the topic organizational dynamics, the human factor. The first important aspect is, as I said, a strong value system in life. As students that you are today, tomorrow you will step into the professional world. You will have n number of opportunities because the whole world is filled with n number of opportunities. You will have to select. You will have to choose the path. Sometimes on some path there are enormous profits, as you say, quick ones, as you say. But that can lead to unethical value system in life. Today or tomorrow, you will definitely invite all sorts of issues in life. Other paths are paths of slow and gradual progress in life, but they are definite that they will hold you well. You will be able to hold yourself well. So the first important aspect is, under any circumstances in your life and future, be it your family, social relationships, be it your professional relationships, at your workplace, anywhere, don't succumb to the pressure of easy gain because of some unethical practice. That makes your mind strong, that makes your hand strong, and you are better capable of not just handling issues in life, you are better capable of grabbing opportunities for more progress in life. And the world is round. It has no corners. So it does not have the capacity to keep your wrongs. आज नहीं तो कल नहीं तो परसों जरूर प्रश्न आ सकता है. How many of you have heard the name of Sam Bankman? Raise your hands. मैं पूछूंगा, जो हाथ ऊंचा करेगा उनको. How many of you are management students here? Raise your hand. Just raise your hands. I want to see your hands up. You being a management student of such a good institute in Mumbai and you have not heard the name of Sam Bankman, I think you are lacking a lot. Perhaps your faculty needs to teach you a bit more. Apart from your textbooks. Apart from your regular courses. मैनेजमेंट के स्टूडेंट बैठे हो, साइकोलॉजी के स्टूडेंट बैठे हो, फैकल्टी बैठे हो, इनका नाम नहीं सुना. द किंग ऑफ क्रिप्टो करेंसी. At the age of 26, he was touted to be the next Warren Buffett of the world. His cryptocurrency platform, he was trying to engage all the other platforms and just make one identity accessible to everybody in the world when it comes to cryptocurrency. Because of a lot of money at a young age, he diverted that money and invested somewhere else. It was about $8 billion. And the people who had put money there, they came to know, and the cases went on. They were here soon. And today when I'm talking to you, at the age of 32, Sam Bankman is in American jail for the next 25 years. At the age of 32, a self-made billionaire in one of the latest emerging financial technologies, he will now be serving 25 years in jail. At the age of 32 for 25 years, your life is gone. बहुत बुद्धिशाली था सैम बैंकमैन. अब मैंने आपको नाम दिया, गूगल करके देखना रात को. अभी मत खोलना. You will miss many other things in my talk. रात को घर जाके डिनर के बाद बैठ के ये देखना सैम बैंकमैन क्या है, फैकल्टी भी आप भी देखना। इससे एक ही बात हमें तय करनी है जीवन में, एक ही बात सीखनी है। बुद्धि तो सभी के पास है, चल भी जाती है बुद्धि, लेकिन गलत मार्ग पे चलाई तो आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों प्रश्न जरूर आएगा। यू विल लूज योर लाइफ, यू विल लूज योर करियर, यू विल लूज योर फैमिली, यू विल लूज एवरीथिंग दैट यू possess. तो द ह्यूमन फैक्टर में प्रथम ह्यूमन माइंड है। फॉर योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू ग्रो dynamically, the first important aspect is this. On the other side, if you have a strong value system, you will not have to go. Now I challenge and guarantee. I have met more than 5,000 leaders nationally, internationally. As I said, I have taught in more than 15,000 corporate seminars. If you have a strong value system in your life, like a crystal of sugar, it attracts ants. You will attract people. You will attract projects. You will attract work. It has that power. It works as a magnet. That is your real personality and character. So the first human factor is a strong value system. Our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj, he lifted our organization to this level. Single-handedly, he created 1,300 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, community centers, and mandirs all over the world. How many of you been to Akshardham at Delhi or Gandhinagar? Just raise your hands. Oh, quite many of you. I come from that organization. And just in 3 days from now, 4 days, 13th of December, our Guru Hari Mahant Swami Maharaj, at the age of 92, he will travel to Johannesburg to inaugurate one unit of Akshardham there. He will travel to Melbourne in Australia for the groundbreaking ceremony of a giant Delhi Akshardham-like campus there. But strong on value system and you grow exponentially. Hinduja brothers will always tell about BAPS that if BAPS is of course a socio-religious spiritual organization, but if I take BAPS as a corporate, BAPS is the fastest growing or corporate in the world. This growth is dependent upon value system. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was once asked, which thought remains with you 24/7? He says that the thought that has never entered my mind, shall I tell it first? And that was more interesting. He said, किसी का भी अहित हो ऐसा विचार मुझे जीवन में कभी नहीं आया. This is a strong value system. You will attract work, you will attract resources, you will attract people, you will attract talent, you will attract academics if you have a strong value system in life. The second important aspect of human factor is your relationships with people. अमेरिका में कार्नेगी इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी है. There, the volunteers of that institute, they carried out a survey on 10,000 people across different states of United States of America, across different cities and countries of Europe as well, for more than about 10 years. They principally wanted to know the one factor, the principal factor that can bring success to the organization or that can bring failure to the organization. So the Carnegie Institute of Technology volunteers, they surveyed and presented the report, and the report says that only 15%, now listen very carefully, only 15% of the organization's growth is dependent upon planning or working strategies or talented people or intelligent people. 85% growth of any organization is dependent upon, listen carefully, 85% of the growth of any organization is absolutely dependent upon how the people in the organization are well connected, know each other well, understand each other well, value each other well, accept each other well, and how can they use those relationships with each other and their relationships with the outer circle of the organization for the betterment of their own organization. जो मतलब आपको यहां से जो डिग्री मिलेगी वो डिग्री की ताकत है 15% जीवन में सक्सेस के लिए। 85%, 85% is your human relations skill. जितने पॉलिटिशियंस है इसमें से कई लोग ऐसे वो ज्यादा पढ़े नहीं लेकिन सक्सेसफुल करियर बना लेते हैं क्योंकि दे आर वेरी पावरफुल एट इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स। They can put in a lot of resources from time to everything in their personal relationships with people. ये सबसे बड़ी अमानत आपकी बनेगी जो ह्यूमन फैक्टर में ह्यूमन रिलेशनशिप्स विद पीपल जो कार्नेगी इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी ने बताया। आप मैनेजमेंट के स्टूडेंट्स हो, I would like to suggest a book for all of you, written way back, but it's wonderful. The author is Douglas McGregor, और बुक का नाम है The Human Side of the Enterprise. आप सभी मोबाइल निकालें, टाइप कर दो इसमें. I'm giving you some extra reading so you can think beyond your textbooks. और फैकल्टी को भी रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप ये बुक कल जरा क्लास में दिखा देना सबको। The Human Side of the Enterprise, Douglas McGregor. ये डगलस मैकग्रेगर ने ये पुस्तक में लिखा कि बेसिकली द मैनेजमेंट थिंक्स दैट देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज, थियरी एक्स एम्प्लॉइज एंड थियरी वाई एम्प्लॉइज। थियरी एक्स एम्प्लॉइज क्या समझ, मतलब थियरी एक्स जो प्रोपेगेट करते हैं अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, वे क्या समझते हैं कि पीपल इन माय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आर लेस मोटिवेटेड, लेस कैपेबल, दे नीड टू बी कंट्रोल्ड, दे कॉन्स्टेंटली नीड सम इंस्पिरेशन, and well, only if you make them work they'll work, they are not self-energized. This is the theory X types of managers. Theory Y type of managers कैसे होते हैं? They believe that my people, my staff, my employees or my volunteers in the organization, they are self-energized, they are self-motivated, they have an urge to do something for the organization, they have a calling for their future, they are responsible, they can be delegated some work, they will produce result. इस प्रकार का एक विश्वास और ट्रस्ट डगलस मैकग्रेगर लिखते हैं, the theory Y type of people have succeeded more than the theory X type. This is human relations. Absolute human relations. एक और मैनेजमेंट बुक मैंने पढ़ी थी, उसमें लिखा था Give A to everybody in your relationship. बहुत अच्छी एक ये कहानी है, बहुत समझने लायक के विचार, worth understanding, worth applying. Any relationships that you start, give A to the other person. That means in the first meeting, full trust, full love, full association. जैसे एग्जाम्स होती है ना, पहले आप 100 मार्क्स दे देते हैं 100 on 100, then whatever you lose from that. इसमें भी give A to all the people that you meet or you want to engage with or have a relationship with or work with. So try to create a proactive environment in your relationships at your workplace, in your relationships in your social circle, giving everything from your side. Create an environment that the other person from the other side gets a chance, gets an opportunity, gets an intuition to give everything from his or her side as well. But that has to be started from by you. That is the human factor in the organization. And that has the power to change the dynamics. Douglas McGregor इसमें लिखते हैं, the human side of the enterprise is the most important aspect and the most important factor deciding the outcome in terms of success or failure of the organization. दूसरी बात लिखते हैं, it is the responsibility of every management to create an environment where each and every person involved in some activity of the organization, in terms of corporate, they are employees, in terms of organization, they are volunteers. They get a chance to grow. They get a chance to show their inner talents, intelligence, experiences. That means, in short, they have a chance to grow, to develop. This book was rated by the Harvard Business Review as one of the most influential management books of the 20th century. तो आप सभी मैनेजमेंट के स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ बैठे हो, साइकोलॉजी के भी बैठे हो, दोनों को ये लागू होता है. डॉक्टर गांधी, am I right? I suggest that you read this book. I am repeating that title again, The Human Side of the Enterprise. One of the best books that you would read as a management student during your academic careers. And when I talk to students, I definitely tell them that if you have not read such 200 good books before you finish your academics, you are incomplete as not just as a student, you are incomplete as a human being. क्योंकि इस प्रकार की पुस्तक आप पढ़ेंगे, विचार शक्ति खिलती है. The power to analyze the problems खिलता है. The power to judge a person खिल जाता है. The power for self intuition खिल जाता है. वो सबसे बड़ी आपकी अमानत बनेगी 20 साल के बाद. When you graduate out from this college and after 20 years when you were leading an organization or sitting somewhere in a senior position in an organization, your biggest asset would be intuition. कि चलो फैक्टर्स तो ये हैं, डेटा तो ये हैं, लेकिन ये फैक्टर्स और डेटा के बीच भी मेरा इंट्यूशन कुछ और बात कर रहा है. And you ask Mahendra Singh Dhoni that he has taken all his decisions on the field based on all his intuition and he has been successful in more than 95% of the cases. ये सभी बातें ये एक्स्ट्रा रीडिंग से आई. तो आज की बात में से आप ज्यादा अगर प्रेरणा न ले तो इतनी तो जरूर लेना. दिस स्मॉल इंस्पिरेशन. बिफोर आई ग्रेजुएट आउट, आई मस्ट रीड 100-200 गुड बुक्स. स्टूडेंट अवस्था में हो, 2 books a month का नियम ही रखना. And after 50-70 books read, you can observe your mind's thinking, you can observe your heart's emotions, the way they work, the way they judge situations, people, circumstances, happenings. You will wonderfully do it. Resources तो चाहिए कि नहीं? Intuition लाने के लिए भी resources तो चाहिए कि नहीं? This resources comes from books beyond your textbooks. और टेक्स्ट में भी आप जज कर लेते हो पिछले 3 साल के पेपर में ये तो कभी पूछा नहीं, ये बात नहीं पूछेंगे. और आपके ट्यूशन के सर भी ये बोल देते नहीं, दिस इज लेस इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस वन वोंट बी आउट, इवन इफ इट बी आउट जस्ट फॉर 3 marks. छोड़ देना उसको. व्हाई डू वी गो फॉर एंटर दिस थियरी जस्ट बिकॉज़ ऑफ 3 marks प्रोबेबिलिटी. इतना प्रोफेशनलिज्म तो एकेडमिक्स में भी आ गया है. Mind well, the markets are not easy, huh? It is a cutthroat competition. I know more than about 15 students who are MBAs from top class institutes. They are jobless since 6 months, since 8 months, since 1 year, 1.5 years after they are graduating out from the institute. ये मत समझना कि आप सर्टिफिकेट लेके यहां से चलेंगे तो आपके लिए 5-10 नौकरी तैयार है. एक नौकरी के लिए 300 की लाइन लगती है, 500 की लाइन लगती है. IIT is a different story. बाकी सब इंस्टीट्यूट की ये कहानी है. तो don't just bank upon this. You will have to develop yourself in multiple ways. तो ह्यूमन फैक्टर में हमने 2 बात की. एक तो वैल्यू सिस्टम की बात की. सेकंड थिंग आई टॉक अबाउट लाइक योर रिलेशनशिप्स विद पीपल. आई वांट टू पुट समथिंग मोर इनटू इट एज वेल बिकॉज़ दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल ग्रोथ. Rather the most important aspect. Another book I would like to suggest book written by Dale Carnegie, one of the most successful businessmen upon this earth in the early 19th century. I'm talking of things like about 100 years back. He wrote this book. The title of the book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. उसमें ह्यूमन फैक्टर की ही बात की है. ह्यूमन फैक्टर में भी रिलेशनशिप्स, इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स, उसकी बात की है. फर्स्ट बात क्या लिखी है? नेवर एवर कंप्लेन एंड कंडेम और क्रिटिसाइज. आपके सहकर्मचारी हैं, डोंट कंडेम देम, डोंट क्रिटिसाइज देम, डोंट कंप्लेन. बताओ क्यों? आप जब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करेंगे, छोटी सी बात भी आपने किसी के कान में कही, वो 24 घंटे में पूरी ऑफिस में गूंज जाती है. याद रखना, द स्मॉलेस्ट टॉक रीचेस द टॉप. ह्यूमन फैक्टर ये है कि डोंट कंडेम, डोंट क्रिटिसाइज, डोंट कंप्लेन. वर्क योर वे आउट ऑफ द सिचुएशन. एवरीबॉडी इज फाइन. इसलिए दूसरी बात डेल कार्नेगी ने लिखी है, a broad and a warm smile is a universal welcome. एयरक्राफ्ट में देखते हो ना, सभी आपको स्माइल देते हैं. आपके सगे हैं क्या? आपके साथ फ्रेंडशिप अपेक्षा रखते हैं क्या? आपके जैसे तो दिन में उसकी ट्रिप में 8-10 आ जाते हैं. To greet people with a smiling, warm face is an important first connect in developing fruitful, long-term and purposeful relationships for the growth of the organization. तीसरी बात डेल कार्नेगी ने लिखी है, बहुत अच्छी बात लिखी है. ये बात आप सभी को बहुत पसंद है. You will love this very much. He writes, you will make more friends in 2 months if you start taking interest in other people than in 2 years if you are expecting other people to take interest in you. लिखते क्या है? To be interesting, be interested. To be interesting, everybody wants to be interesting. Yes or no? इसलिए तो छोटे छोटे भी इंस्टाग्राम में और ट्विटर में और कोई जगह पे के सेल्फी उतार के चढ़ा देते हैं सोशल मीडिया पे. People want to feel interesting, isn't it? No issues against that, fine. But the human factor is, if you want to feel interesting, you must get interested in people as well. दो दिन पहले जो हमारा कार्यकर सुवर्ण महोत्सव हुआ, 1 लाख हमारे कार्यकर्ता थे. ये वाक्य अब सुनना, आप आश्चर्य में रह जाएंगे. यू विल फील आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. आउट ऑफ दिस मोर देन 1 lakh volunteers, 75,000 were such where our Guru Mahant Swami Maharaj has personally visited their homes. 75,000 volunteers were such at the Narendra Modi Stadium 2 days back, that there they had Mahant Swami Maharaj visiting their homes, sanctifying their homes in the last 40 years. All 1 lakh volunteers were such that either our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj or Mahant Swami Maharaj had one personal touch in their lives or their family's life. Either they had named their son, either took a decision of that family. One important personal touch and input in this 1 lakh BAPS volunteers from Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mahant Swami Maharaj. This is called the human factor for the organizational growth. We want people to come to us, yes or no? Give me a louder one. Yes. You want people to come to you. You want projects to come to you? Yes or no? And with people and projects coming to you, you want success to come to you? Yes. Then the most powerful tool for this is relationships with people. पहली बात क्या सिखाई? Don't condemn, complain or criticize people. This is a human factor. Second, if you want to be interesting, Be interested in people's issues. इसके लिए बातें बहुत अच्छी लगती हैं डेल कार्नेगी. Talk, I'm repeating in word to word and letter to letter. Talk in terms of people's interest. अभी मैं जो आपको बात कर रहा हूं ये सब हम तो पैसे चार्ज नहीं करते हैं. I don't charge a single penny for my talks. I've been talking since more than 25 years on national international platforms. Because we BAPS saints, we don't have bank accounts, we don't touch money, we don't keep money. So I'm not charging anything to come to you and talk. लेकिन मैं दावे के साथ आपको कह सकता हूं कि 10 साल 15 साल के बाद आप जब मैनेजरियल पोजीशन में कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में होंगे and your organization will sponsor you for a huge national or international conference and seminar, what you will hear that after paying 50,000 rupees for a seminar, you are getting FOC at the moment. ये इतनी बड़ी बात है. आप किसी मैनेजमेंट गुरु को पढ़ लो या सुन लो. स्टीफन कोवी, Og Mandino, Ken Blanchard, Anthony Robbins, Robin Smith, Jim Collins, what they talk after charging more than $20,000 for an hour speaking, you are getting it now free. Most important aspect of your life. Again, remember Carnegie Institute of Technology, only 15% of your success is dependent upon what you are doing now. 85% is dependent upon your skill of human relations and using those relationships for the betterment of your own self, for the betterment of the other people, and for the betterment of your organization. And that comes through practice. तीसरी एक बात बहुत अच्छी लिखी है डेल कार्नेगी. He writes, be empathetic, be understanding. Understand people well. Be empathetic with people. जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज में जीता वो सिकंदर. फिर लोग नाम तो बदल देते, मुकद्दर का सिकंदर या सिकंदर का मुकद्दर, जो भी बनता है. लेकिन if you want to control your organization well, the most important aspect is this. And this book also, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it has been rated in the Wall Street Journal, in Forbes, in New York Times list, all three, the top three. तो मैंने आपको दो बुक सजेस्ट की. पहली बुक क्या? The Human Side of the Enterprise. Repeat with me the whole title of the book. The Human Side of the Enterprise. Again. Now they say How to Win Friends and Influence People. Again. कौन यहाँ बैठे वो चाहता है कि आज रात को सोने से पहले Amazon पे ये ऑर्डर कर दूंगा? अदर फैकल्टीज तो करेंगे, आपको कुछ पढ़ाएंगे. नेटफ्लिक्स का 2-4 महीने का रेंट मत भरना, ये बुक ले लेना, वो काम में नहीं आएगी, ये काम में आएगी. याद रखना. अभी जो मैं बात कर रहा हूं वो सोने की बात कर रहा हूं, कोई स्वार्थ से नहीं कर रहा हूं. जैसे मैंने बोला, आई एम नॉट चार्जिंग अ सिंगल पेनी फ्रॉम यू, फ्रॉम योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. निस्वार्थ भाव से आपको बात करने आया हूं. एंड आई हैव ट्रैवल्ड टू मोर देन 35 कंट्रीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, अटेंडिंग मोर देन 15,000 कॉन्फ्रेंसेस on social platforms, academic platforms, corporate platforms. I'm giving you the essence of this. These are the aspects of your life. Be empathetic and understanding. कितनी बड़ी बात है. Empathetic कैसे हो सकते हैं? स्टीफन कॉवी ने 7 हैबिट्स में एक अच्छी बात लिखी है. The 7 habits of highly effective people. स्टीफन कॉवी राइट्स कि एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में गए थे, वहां के एम्प्लॉइज ने एक मंत्र बना के रखा था, और वो क्या था? अनकॉम्प्रोमाइजेबल, हाईली अनकॉम्प्रोमाइजेबल पर्सनल सर्विस. अनुभव किया स्टीफन कॉवी ने, one of the most celebrated and decorated management gurus. He said that I was entering the hotel and a waiter with a tray in his hand, and probably it was a milk chocolate cup, and just by mistake he lost the tray from his hand, गिर गई. It fell on the ground. कारपेट भी बिगड़ी, रूम के अंदर भी थोड़ी कारपेट बिगड़ी. And the waiter said, "Sir, very sorry, I'll just be back in 10 minutes." He started cleaning it up. The next day, the inmate of that room who had checked it, he got a call from the general manager. Sir, yesterday, because of an unwanted accident, we could serve you chocolate milk 15 minutes late. We are sorry for that. For that, I offer you two things. If you want today's breakfast at your room, I can send. And second thing, you have a free lunch coupon today. What would you prefer, sir? When Stephen Covey came to know about this phone call from the management of the hotel, he being a management guru, he knew what this class of behavior is. He could introspect, he could judge, and he told to himself that this level of trust between the class 4 people of the organization and the top management is highly uncompromisable personal service attitude. He said, what an ecosystem of trust and relationships was built in this organization that a waiter could tell the entire happening, that he dropped the cup of milk chocolate and he spilled it over to the top management, and the top management immediately swings into action and connects with the person. And he narrates this entire incident in the book that is considered to be the greatest book on management. The title is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He narrates this whole incident. This is all about the human factor. वेटर ने तो सॉरी बोल दिया था, फिर भी टॉप मैनेजमेंट को संतोष नहीं हुआ. मैनेजमेंट ने भी पर्सनल फोन किया, सर व्हाट वी कैन ऑफर यू फॉर दिस. So do you believe that the second time the person, if he checks inside in that city, he would definitely come to the same hotel? हाँ या ना? Definitely आएगा. Prices are number 2. Your relationships with people are number 1. ये लिखा है इसमें, highly uncompromisable personal service. हमारे गुरु प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज 1987 में उत्तराखंड की यात्रा के लिए गए थे. हम करीबन 300-400 संत साथ में थे. 1 month after that, one Mr. Parmar from Romford in England, he wrote a letter to Pramukh Swami Maharaj that I think you should not travel with such a big group, because I was on that same route. I could not get any lodging boarding facilities at the places where you took up. Now see, on one side if you see, he had no right to write this, isn't it? As simple as that. Second thing, he should have booked beforehand, isn't it? Still, when Pramukh Swami Maharaj received this letter, if any of us would receive such a letter, we would say, ये उसकी बात है, उसको सोचना चाहिए था, और उसको ये लिखने का अधिकार भी क्या है? Such great people who lead organizations, they have different attitudes to connect with people. They give priority to people, not circumstances and happenings. We are small minds. We give priority to happenings and circumstances, not to people. इसने मेरे साथ क्यों ऐसा किया? बस किया, लेकिन वो व्यक्ति कौन है? उसके साथ आपके पुराने संबंध कितने हैं? That has to come into play when happenings and situations don't go your way. Pramukh Swami Maharaj wrote Mr. Parmar back. First words. He wrote that if you would have told us at that moment, we would have vacated one room for you. We have enough rooms. We would have asked our saints of one room to get together in one room, in another room, 2 room saints all together in one room, maybe 5, 6, 7, and vacated one room for your family. Second thing, still, Pramukh Swami Maharaj writes, still, I feel sorry that you could not get adequate lodging boarding facilities when you had come for a pilgrimage of the Himalayas. but we wish and pray that God gives you a chance for a second pilgrimage the next time. Third, he writes, any kind of help next time you come, you can communicate us and we'll be more than happy to make all arrangements for you. इसको बोलते हैं the human factor in organizational dynamics. Unless the situation or circumstances is that grave, don't allow that situation or circumstances to overpower your mind, your thoughts and your emotions. हमारा मन तो इतना हल्का है, कोई हमारे सामने 2 बार देखता है तो भी सोचने लगता है यार ये देखता क्यों होगा? हाँ या ना? बताओ मैं क्यों देखता था? Do you want to know the reason? आँख है, देखता है. उसमें एक ही बार देखता था, दूसरी बार तो वो देखता था, तू बीच में से निकला. Don't have such mean and cheap minds. Be yourself. Just somebody's sight or gaze, just somebody's couple of words, just somebody's couple of negative body languages should not start tsunamis in your minds and hearts. आज इतने सारे युवा सुसाइड क्यों कर रहे हैं? घर छोड़ के क्यों भाग रहे हैं? वैसे फैशन में नंबर 1 रहते हैं, 2 बटन भी खुला रखते हैं, बाइक पे बैठते घुमाते हैं जैसे कोई पिक्चर का शूटिंग चल रहा हो. लेकिन जब परिस्थिति और संजोग खड़े होते हैं तब बिल्ली से भी कमजोर हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि इनर स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है. इनर स्ट्रेंथ आती है ये दोनों से, ह्यूमन फैक्टर, द वैल्यू सिस्टम इन योर लाइफ and your relationships with people. And it counts the most. Be empathetic and understanding. Before you encounter a person, for any happening, first try to evaluate the whole situation. In many cases, I would not use the word most of the cases, in many cases you will find that the person at the center of the situation is perhaps a bit less responsible than what you counted him in your mind. बहुत सारों का ये अनुभव है. आपको भी 20 साल के बाद ये अनुभव होगा. जब आप काम करते शुरू हो जाओगे, after 20 years in your workplace, you will start understanding all these things. When you encounter such situations in your life. And how you can go beyond that person to analyze the situation so that you can work out a mutually win-win situation. IBM कंपनी में एक टॉप ऑफिशियल ने गलती की, $60,000 का घाटा है. मिस जजमेंट हो सकता है ना, ह्यूमन एरर तो है. $60,000 loss, and he was a top-ranking official of IBM. At that time, Mr. Watson, who was the CEO of the company, the matter was brought to his notice. He searched the background of this person, his contribution towards the organization, his years of services to the organization, his dedication, his integrity. He valued out everything about that person before asking that person to come to meet him, to evaluate the situation or to take a judgment. A few people in the top management said that he must be kicked out. He must be thrown out of the organization. Watson ने क्या सोचा? I would not throw out such a person. Now this is altogether a different stand, isn't it? So this is now the human factor working in the organization. और सोच क्या रखी वॉटसन ने? अब ये सुनने लायक है, सीखने लायक है. This is something take away back home in your hearts and minds. वॉटसन क्या बोले? I don't want an employee who has learned a very important lesson of life by a personal mistake and me spending $60,000 as fees for him to learn that from that mistake for other organization to benefit from it. पता चला क्या क्या विचार रखा? कि ये कर्मचारी ने भूल की है, भूल से जो वो सीखा है उसके लिए मैंने $60,000 की फी पे की है। $60,000 का लॉस ये कर्मचारी से हुआ, ये नहीं। एटीट्यूड क्या था? ये कर्मचारी ने भूल की और भूल में से जो सीखा उसकी फी मैंने $60,000 दी है। तो इतनी फी देके इसको ट्रेन किया। आई डोंट वांट दैट एक्सपीरियंस एंड दैट टैलेंट टू गो टू अनदर कॉम्पिटिटर। आई हैव टू रिटेन हिम। This is called the human factor in organizational dynamics. People at this level, they have a different thinking. This comes when you read such things, when you expose yourself to such things. मैं तो साफ साफ बोलता हूँ, at this age, when you all are youngsters, in your upper teens, or just finished teenage, don't spoil your time on OTT platforms. दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा कचरा है। Develop your mind, develop your intellect, develop your value system. OTT platforms की आप भाषा देखो, एकदम कचरो। Yes or no? Do you want to put all that dustbin in your mind? ये तय करके रखो कि after I graduate from this institute, after 5 years, I should have a salary of $1 million a year. ये ताकत आप में है। और यहाँ फिर ट्रेन में लटक के फिरोगे 15-25 हजार में। God has gifted us this talent, this intellect. As Swami Vivekananda used to say, each and every soul is potentially divine. We have that divinity, and this is the time and this is the age where you can bring out this divinity. I have met people in Silicon Valley. Just 2 months back, I was there in San Jose, Sacramento, the Silicon Valley. Youngsters of the age of 25, 27, 28, and 30. Salaries $2 million, $4 million, $8 million a year, $10 million a year. वो आपसे अलग नहीं थे. What I want to say today is, they were not different from you, but they took care of themselves in those prime years from 17 to 23. This prime age में अभी आप बैठे हो. From 17 to 23, if you take care of yourself for your growth and development, you will be a different person. And when you grow to that level, which capacity you possess, you can contribute more to the society. You can contribute more to the future generations. Yes or no? Satya Nadella was once like you. Sundar Pichai was once like you. The human factor is this growth. Another aspect of human factor growth that ultimately grows the organization. I'm into the last 5-7 minutes of my talk. Is what is the definition of growth? Growth is not just about money, not about just positions and power. Growth is not about just like status. What is the definition of growth? You know the first definition of growth? Now it was well prescribed in the spiritual circles, now it is prescribed in the corporate circles as well. The first sign of your growth is you stop giving opinions on everything. Is your first sign of growth. Second sign of growth, you stop judging people negatively. You try to see, and with that practice, immediately in the first group or the first interaction or the first engagement, you start finding positives in people. That is your sign of growth. That is the human factor. That you don't give opinion on everything. And second thing, that you behave, walk, talk in a way, engage and interact in a way that you start seeing positives around you. आप कोई भी व्यक्ति को मिले तो उसमें पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव दोनों है. हाँ या ना? चॉइस आपकी है. Make a good choice at the right time, so you stand a good chance for a great change in your life. जिसके साथ काम करना है, जिसके साथ रहना है, पॉजिटिव से देखना है, वरना ऑफिस में भी नहीं टिक पाओगे, घर में भी नहीं। मेड फॉर ईच अदर कपल होते हैं ना, वो अवार्ड मिलते हैं ना, वो भी 60-40 का रेशियो चलता है, पता है? हाँ, बोलते हैं मेड फॉर ईच अदर कपल, वो भी 60-40 होता है। 60% इज ऑल गुडी गुडी एंड नोइंग ईच अदर वेल एंड टेकिंग केयर ऑफ ईच अदर वेल। 40% इज टॉलरेंस एंड कॉम्प्रोमाइज। हाँ या ना? फर्स्ट रो को पूछ रहा हूं, yes or no? First and second row. 40% is tolerance, acceptance, compromise. That is the human factor in your relationships. 60% आपकी और आपके स्पाउस की बात एक दूसरे के बहुत ठीक लगेगी, अच्छे लगेगी, ब्यूटीफुल लगेगी। 40% habits, temperaments and expressions you have to tolerate, accept and compromise. तभी सिल्वर जुबिली, गोल्डन जुबिली तक पहुंचेंगे। वरना सिल्वर जुबिली तक पहुंचते पहुंचते तो 3-4 फेजेस आ जाएंगे। The human factor is tolerance, acceptance and compromise. Everything doesn't happen by your way. But to judge it at the right time and take a step back. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but you will see our Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi, who has taken firm decisions in many occasions, and on some occasions he has taken a step back for the betterment of the country. That is called a wise decision when it comes to the human factor for the organizational growth. And the last aspect is this, that be empathetic with people. जो प्रेम और करुणा का भाव है, compassion with people. Each heart responds to tender love. आपके मुख में से सात्विक शब्द, आपकी आंख या फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस में से सात्विक एक्सप्रेशन, आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड और सात्विक, you will get a response from the other side. Because such behaviors, such facial expressions, such body languages, it touches the opposite heart. As water can dissolve the hardest rocks over ages, strong and tough hearts can also be won over. इसके लिए ये बहुत अच्छी बात ये डगलस मैग्रॉगर लिखते हैं, talk, walk and behave in a way keeping the other person's attitude and ego in sight. It is not that we surrender to them. समझ लेना, we are not surrendering to somebody's attitude and ego, but just keeping it in sight that you don't encounter it, that you don't hurt it, you can work your way out. That is expertise of human behavior. What does the author write? If you decide, in Carnegie Institute of Technology have written this, that if you keep that inside, you can win over the toughest people in your organization, and you can get the best of the projects from them. You can win them over in the sense that they will start putting absolute trust in you, and you can win over them in the sense that they will start respecting your decisions, even if they are seniors to you. This is the human factor in the organization. So to keep other person's dignity, other person's attitude and other person's ego in sight while dealing with them. As simple as that. This is the human factor in the organization. And that actually helps a lot. So when you are empathetic, now I'm coming into the last 3-4 minutes of my talk. Empathetic, I'm going out of management, now coming absolutely to the human side, to the spiritual and the moral side. When you care for people, selflessly, people want to work with you, people would like to associate with you and bring success. At the end of the day, money and material, they don't bring success. Man brings success. Then people bring success, because people bring money and material with them. Money and material cannot bring people with you. People with you can bring money and material into your organization. So a heart to heart. Be true to yourself. Hridaya se. And care, concern and consideration for people. हमारे BAPS के एक युवा थे राजेंद्र अजमेरा in Kolkata. I'm talking of few decades back. थोड़े decades, I think 3-4 decades पहले की ये बात है. He was diagnosed with cancer and he was flown by his family to Chicago for the first treatment, for the first operation. They asked Pramukh Sai Maharaj for blessings, and with blessings, Pramukh Sai Maharaj also called our principal volunteers in Chicago from India. And he said that he will need blood. And the doctor says while in the operation he will need 20 units of blood. 1 unit is about 300 ml. BAPS volunteers in Chicago, they came together, and when they were in communication with the doctor, and when the blood was needed, hours before that, one full minibus of 30 BAPS volunteers, they reached the hospital. And the hospital administration in Chicago was surprised that for the first time in the history of our hospital, 30 people have come to donate blood for a single patient. This is care, consideration and concern for the employees of your organization. आपकी संस्था के लोग उनके प्रति इतना हृदय से प्रेम, निस्वार्थ भाव से प्रेम, ये सबसे बड़ी बात है. When I talk to HR managers of the organization who are principally involved in the human factor, I tell them, if you have not in last 20 years attended at least one event of your entire company's employees, a social event in their at their home, and if you have not interacted with the children of your employees, you are not a complete HR manager. मैं बोलता हूँ HR managers को, सिर्फ employees का संगठन नहीं करना है. आपको एम्प्लॉइज के तो नाम याद रहते हैं, एम्प्लॉइज के चिल्ड्रन के नाम है याद. आपके पास एचआर मैनेजर के रूप में एक फाइल है कि मेरा ये एम्प्लॉय, उनका ये लड़का लड़की, उनकी ये बर्थडे है. अरे वो एम्प्लॉय को नहीं पूछना है, सुबह में आपका फोन उनके लड़के पे जाना चाहिए, हैप्पी बर्थडे सन. दैट मेक्स यू अ कंप्लीट एचआर मैनेजर. दैट इज अ ह्यूमन फैक्टर. वो लड़का पिताजी को बोलना चाहिए कि डैडी डैडी सुबह में 6 बजे जब मैं जिम में जाता था तब हमारे कंपनी के वो एचआर मैनेजर सर है ना अंकल, उनका फोन बर्थडे के लिए आया था. यू विन ओवर दैट एम्प्लॉय लाइफ टाइम. दिस इज द ह्यूमन फैक्टर इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Let me tell you without exaggeration, Pramukh Sai Maharaj and today Mahant Sai Maharaj, they know 25,000 people by name and face. I can bet on that. 25,000 people by name and face. Recently, a volunteer of BAPS, he met Mahant Sai Maharaj. Mahant Sai Maharaj today, at the age of 92, he attends more than 150 letters a day. He attends more than 35 to 50 calls a day. He attends more than 3.5 hours of administrative meeting in person or video conferencing. He meets more than about 80 to 100 people a day at the age of 92. Because this organization is that large, to sustain that organization, the leader has to put so many hours, energetically, enthusiastically, with a smiling face. One volunteer, he met Mahant Sai Maharaj and said, Swami, who Vivek? That is, my name is Vivek. Mahant Sai Maharaj said to him, Mahant Sai Maharaj said, it was a conversation in Gujarati, so I'll first talk in that language. He said, Swami, who Vivek? Mahant Swami said, हाँ तारा घरे અમે 95-96 સાલમાં આવ્યા ત્યારે તું નાનો હતો ને તે લાલ શર્ટ પહેરેલું. See the connect, and that is why 110,000 volunteers at the Narendra Modi Stadium 2 days back. Today our Guru Mahant Sai Maharaj knows more than about 500 families, 5 generations. And was associated with them. More than 1,500 to 2,000 families, 3 generations. At the packed Narendra Modi Stadium 2 days back, I was interviewed by India TV, by Aaj Tak. You can see those interviews. उन्होंने पूछा कि ये उत्सव की व्यवस्था तो बढ़िया है, लेकिन विशेषता क्या है? मैंने बोला कि ये सेवा और समर्पण का एक समंदर है, उसका सम्मान हो रहा है। फिर दो तीन ये बातें बताई कि इसमें जो बैठे इसमें से 50,000 स्वयंसेवक कैसे, जिनके घर मान स्वयं मान व्यक्तिगत गए। ये 50,000 स्वयं 1 लाख बैठे, उनमें से about 10,000 volunteers are such that they are volunteering in the organization since 2 generations, since 3 generations. 2-3 जनरेशन से एक ही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ इतनी कनेक्टिविटी रखना, वो ह्यूमन फैक्टर के अलावा और कोई फैक्टर काम नहीं कर सकता। नॉट योर इंटेलिजेंस, नॉट योर टैलेंट, ओनली योर पर्सनल टच टू योर पीपल। सो दिस इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट। सो डोंट रिलाई, लेट मी टेल यू द फर्स्ट सेंटेंस फर्स्ट, academics is necessary. A good professional exposure and experience, necessary. Above this, the most important factor that will decide your success or failure is how well you can connect with the right people at the right time. Use that connectivity for the betterment of your own self and for the other situation, other person, as Stephen Covey writes, win-win situation. And use those relationships and the talent and intelligence of the other person for the overall growth of your organization where you're working. As simple as that. So if somebody asks me the synonym of success, I would say the synonym of success is human relations. Synonym of success is human relations. Pramukh Swami Maharaj in his lifetime of 95 years, he read and answered 7.5 lakh letters. People used to write to him for issues. He started his career at 51, when most people start retirement, because he became the guru of the organization at 51. आप जिन्होंने अक्षरधाम देखा है, वो अक्षरधाम के सर्जनहार की मैं बात कर रहा हूं। From his age of 51 to 95, Pramukh Swami Maharaj answered 7.5 lakh letters, solving people's issues, clear-cut guidance, at an unbelievable average of reading and answering more than 50 letters a day without a Sunday for 45 years. कोई कॉर्पोरेट को पूछना, जब मैं कॉर्पोरेट को बात करता हूं तब ये बात करता हूं कि अगर आप कल सोमवार है, अगर संडेज में ये सेमिनार्स होते हैं, वीकेंड्स में, सोमवार में आप गए ऑफिस में, आप ऑफिस बॉक्स खोला, मतलब ऑफिस का मेल बॉक्स आपने खोला और उसमें यू हैव 15 मेल्स टू आंसर बिफोर लंच टाइम, आप पागल हो जाओगे। 50 letters a day for 45 years without a Sunday. He met more than about 4 million people personally. He initiated 1,200 saints like us. He created a volunteer force of 85,000. He created 1,300 institutes of social service, hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, single-handedly. When I am talking to you today in BAPS, we have minimum 50 projects in the pipeline. Today, since last 8 years, our Guru Mahant Swami Maharaj is inaugurating our new institute every 8th day. हर 8वें दिन, अभी आप जो फैसिलिटी में बैठे हो ना, आप अभी जो फैसिलिटी में बैठे हो, ऐसी फैसिलिटी BAPS में हर 8वें दिन इनॉग्रेट होती है। That is the speed of the growth of our organization. उसके पीछे principal factor is the human factor. Human factor has the power to attract all factors. Human resource has the power to attract all resource. जैसे बोलते हैं ना मैनेजमेंट में कि मैनेजमेंट में 3 M होते हैं, मैनेज मटीरियल, मैनेज मनी एंड मैनेजमेंट। Material and money, they are relatively easier than managing man. I don't say easy, relatively easier than managing man. And you manage man, man will take care of your money and material. So the one line conclusion of this talk is, take care of your people will take care of you. Thank you very much.
Much for that wonderful speech, sir. Do we have a time for question and answers, sir? I have received many questions here. Yes, sir. Yes. Before I could start with Q&A, Gandhi sir, would you like to say something for 2 minutes? Being an instrumental personality in this seminar today, please welcome Gandhi sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is indeed a special day for all of us because we are going to be blessed, and we are already blessed by two of the saints from one of the biggest Neapias Sastha, where just hearing to them we'll be able to change our life into a different ball game altogether. You all are youngsters, still you are seeing it, how the life is going on. There is a lot of roasting going on between the two groups. There is a lot of other areas which is being going. Our psychology departments are there who are dealing with a lot of problems which they face it into the area. As Swamiji has already mentioned that what is important for us to learn is a human factor, and that can make you win whatever situations you are. So I think what blessings which we are going to have it, because Swamiji has given so many lectures and given inspiration to the thousands and thousands of people who have changed their life into a different ball game, and they all are happy. Most important thing for all of us is to be happy in life and have a life which is a different type of a life where we always feel happy about it. So let us give a big round of applause to Swamiji for giving us so many tips which probably few of us will help, because I always say in orientation speech to everybody that soft skill development is very important. As Swamiji said that 15% only gives an educational thing. Yes, that basic is required, but unless you learn the soft skills and unless you read the books, Swamiji, and once you study those case studies, you will change your life into a different ballgame.
Warren Buffett at 93 reads 4 hours a day.
Warren Buffett also, Swamiji says that at this age is also reading 4 hours a day. So what is important for you is not going to the WhatsApps and other areas which will give you and Facebooks and giving you a little pleasure, but that's not important.
You are enjoying OTT and OTT will kill you.
Yes, the language at the OTT and the picturization is so bad that you will end up into a trouble. And what is happening in United States about marriage and the breaking of the marriage, percentage wise, 1 out of the 4 marriages are broken. Same thing has started in Indian scenario, because people are not able to accept what is happening in the world, and they are not able to do it because individualization is become more common than what is required. So what you need to do is understand the people, be friendly with them and enjoy that, so that you can be successful and you can become Bill Gates of tomorrow. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending the program.
Thank you so much, sir, for your speech and your constant support.
We'll have just 10 minutes and 3 questions.
Yes, sir. Yes. So there are many questions, sir. Some of them I will scan and would rather ask some relevant questions. So first question that has come from the audience is, what's your opinion on karma? Do people really get it?
It is an eternal principle prescribed in the Vedas, in the Upanishads, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita by Bhagwan Sri Krishna as well. So karma does play its role, and it is so powerful in playing its role that it can carry on for births, many births, the cycle of births as well. What you do today, good or bad, you enjoy the fruits of it tomorrow. जो हम यहाँ लोक में भी पुलिस और जुडिशियल सिस्टम में देखते हैं, जिन्होंने जो किया उसका फल उसको मिलता है. तो पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट में और जुडिशियल सिस्टम में भी है, तो ऊपर की सिस्टम में तो जरूर है. वरना ये नहीं होता. I give you a logical proof to this, not just faith. How can you justify that somebody is born in a millionaire's house and somebody is born in a poor hut? Is God discriminating? Is God discriminating? कोई धनवान परिवार में पैदा होता है, कोई गरीब घर में पैदा होता है, तो भगवान क्या भेदभाव रखते हैं? भगवान भेदभाव नहीं रखते. सिस्टम बना के रखिए, जो जैसा कर्म करेगा उसको ऐसा जीवन मिलेगा। तो that is a proof that a system is at place and a system is working. अगर कोई बच भी गया, बच जाते हैं, कोई पुलिस रिकॉर्ड्स में से, जुडिशियल सिस्टम में से शायद बच भी जाते हैं, वहां बचते नहीं है, वहां फुल प्रूफ सिस्टम है। तो the law of karma abides to everybody. It is not just a thinking concept, it is a reality of life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that answer. One question which I particularly think will be there on the minds of many. How to know the true intentions of people we meet when they are communicating with us? How to know that with which intentions they are talking to us?
It doesn't come by first judgment, it comes by gradual experience. Bhagwan Swaminarayan has written in his principal script, Vachnamrit. भगवान स्वामीनारायण का जो उपदेश ग्रंथ है वचनामृत, तो सभी शास्त्र का सार रूप बात है। इसमें यह प्रश्न का उत्तर भगवान स्वामीनारायण ने दिया है। उन्होंने कहा है कि बहुत दिनों तक आप कोई व्यक्ति के साथ रहेंगे, बात सुनेंगे, वर्तन देखेंगे, तभी उस व्यक्ति का जजमेंट आपके हाथ में आएगा। So don't just because of the first experience you just overload that person with your emotions. समझ गया ना इसमें? And just don't pour out your pockets and accounts for investment with that person's project. Take time, because time will teach you the facts, the realities of the other person's intentions. So the one line answer, एक वाक्य में आपका प्रश्न का उत्तर यह है, समय देना। प्रथम मुलाकात से किसी के इंटेंशंस हम क्लियरली मैप नहीं कर सकते। Thank you.
Thank you, sir. How do you start changing your mindset and attitude towards things that can contribute to a higher living?
Very interesting one. जैसे मैंने first कहा, the first practical step. Question is, how do you change your mindset and attitudes towards higher
living?
Higher living. First practical step. Read 5 pages a day. ये मैं आपको जो बोल रहा हूं, आपको ये बात शायद थोड़ी कम मानने में आएगी आज। This is something golden that I am telling you today, that you will realize after 20 years. Start reading non-fiction, fiction नहीं। फिक्शन बुक्स तो सब पढ़ते हैं, कचरा पट्टी। नॉन-फिक्शन की बात कर रहा हूं। अरे आप सचिन तेंदुलकर का जीवन, प्लेइंग इट माय वे, आप पढ़ें। अ मैन बियॉन्ड क्रिकेट, a man full of values. On many occasions, Sachin Tendulkar has been given out when he was actually not out. एक अंपायर थे, वो उनके जानी दुश्मन थे, नाम देने में अभी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, स्टीव बकनर। हाँ, काफी को पता है, सभी ने नाम मेरे साथ बोला। स्टीव बकनर जब अंपायरिंग करते थे और सचिन जब खेलते थे, तब वो राह देखते थे कि अपील हो। स्टीव बकनर राह देखते थे कि अपील हो, और एलबीडब्ल्यू की अपील या कॉट बिहाइंड की अपील हुई, without slightest hesitation and with deep happiness, he will raise his finger. इन सभी किस्सों में, इनकी सभी की वीडियो शॉर्ट्स अभी बाहर आई है, इन सभी किस्सों में कभी सचिन तेंदुलकर ने अंपायर की आंख में आंख नहीं डाली, आंख से ये कहने का प्रयत्न नहीं किया कि यू आर डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग। फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस, बॉडी लैंग्वेज में कुछ नहीं कहा, देखा कि उंगली ऊंची हुई, घूम के पैवेलियन की ओर चलने लगे। That spirit of the game, that on the field, umpire's finger has to be respected 100%. फील्ड के बाहर आने के बाद भी प्रेस ने मुंह में उंगली डाल के, मीडिया ने, क्योंकि फिर रिप्लेस में तो पता चलता है कि ये नॉट आउट थे, मुंह में उंगली डाल के सचिन को बुलवाने का प्रयत्न किया। और सचिन का एक स्टेज ऐसा था, if he speaks something against a person, that person will have questions for his career. उसकी करियर बिगड़ जाती है अगर सचिन नेगेटिव ओपिनियन दे तो। सचिन इस स्तर पे थे, कभी किसी के लिए नहीं किया, वो अंपायर लीग के लिए भी नहीं बोले, तो क्या क्रेडिट बनी? टुडे सचिन तेंदुलकर इज द फेस ऑफ द इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया। शेविंग क्रीम के फेस तो बहुत होते हैं, जूते के कपड़े के फेस एडवर्टाइजमेंट में बहुत सारे होते हैं। आप बिलबोर्ड्स पे देखते हैं, रेजर लेके खड़े रह जाते हैं, कपड़े पहन के खड़े रहते हैं। टू बिकम द फेस ऑफ ईसीआई, इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया का फेस, दैट ही टेल्स द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया प्लीज गो एंड वोट। क्या क्रेडिट! आप समझ सकते हो ये क्रेडिट? आप ईसीआई को समझते हो तो ये क्रेडिट आप समझ पाओगे। ईसीआई का फेस बनना मतलब 100% प्योर कैरेक्टर है ना, तो ईसीआई का फेस बन सकता है। सिर्फ भगवान ने अच्छा थोबड़ा दे दिया इसलिए वो कोई भी एक्टर बन जाता है, कोई भी एडवर्टाइज में खड़ा रहता है कुछ भी लेके। टैलेंट भी शायद थोड़ी कम है, टैलेंट और लुक्स के बाद की ऊपर की बात है। हायर लिविंग एक शब्द यूज किया, आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ दिस हायर लिविंग। ही बिकम्स द फेस ऑफ ईसीआई। तो दूसरी बात, पहली बात की 5 pages are a practical step, and second, think about such people, know about such people, then you will be able to cultivate such values in your own life. आप नेट पे बैठे हो तो डालना ऑनेस्टली, पढ़ते हैं कुछ, चैट जीपीटी है, मोबाइल में है, जेमिनी है, डालो उसमें ऑनेस्टी। Give me 2 good real life stories of honesty. जब ट्रैवलिंग करते हो तो चैट जीपीटी में डाल देना, give me 2 good examples real life stories of honesty at corporates, honesty in social organizations. अच्छी बातें आपको सुनने मिलेगी, पढ़ने मिलेगी। आपको पता नहीं, ऐसी just 2 stories and 3 minutes of reading in the morning can energize you to unbelievable levels. वो हमने महसूस नहीं किया ना, इसलिए इसका अंदाज नहीं है। ये महसूस करना, कल से ये प्रयोग करना। एक प्रैक्टिकल टिप ये देता हूं, सुबह में मोबाइल तो आपके पास है ही, बिफोर यू स्टार्ट द वर्ल्ड्स बिगेस्ट डस्टबिन, दैट इज व्हाट्सएप। हाँ, वो सुबह में डेटा खोलते हैं, फिर ग्रीन बटन दबाते हैं और आ जाते हैं 60 चैट्स एंड 90 मैसेजेस। 98% ऑफ देम आर गुड मॉर्निंग फ्लावर्स। उसमें से एक फ्लावर आपको अच्छा लगता है, उसका आप क्या करते हो? शेयर एंड फॉरवर्ड। वो मुंबई से निकलता है, दिल्ली जाता है, दिल्ली से जाएगा दुबई दूसरे दिन, तीसरे दिन दुबई से जाएगा लंदन, चौथे दिन लंदन से न्यूयॉर्क, क्योंकि आप जैसे बैठे हैं ना लाइन में। फिर न्यूयॉर्क से जाएगा 5वें दिन एलए, 6वें दिन एलए से सिंगापुर, और 7वें दिन सिंगापुर से वापस मुंबई। बपोरिया में नवरो बैठो क्रॉप चॉप करे पास, बपोरिया नवरो बैठो एकादू પાંદડું કાઢે અને એકાદું પાંદડું નાખે અને પાછું નવું ફૂલડું ફરે. Don't waste your time on such silly things. Definitely wish a good morning to your friends. Definitely wish a good morning to everybody who messages you. But don't make it a priority of yourself in the morning. मॉर्निंग में वहीं पे आप व्हाट्सएप खोलते तो ऊपर तो ऑप्शन है ना चैट जीपीटी का. यू पुट इट टुडे वन गुड रियल लाइफ स्टोरी ऑन सिंसियरिटी. नेक्स्ट डे ट्यूसडे तो उसमें डालना टुडे वन गुड रियल लाइफ स्टोरी ऑफ सेल्फलेस सर्विस. तीसरे दिन ये डालना टुडे वन गुड रियल लाइफ स्टोरी ऑफ एन आईएएस ऑफिसर फ्रॉम अ हम्बल बिगिनिंग. आप गोविंद जायसवाल की स्टोरी पढ़े तो आपको क्या एनर्जी मिलती है. मैं बोल दूं वो स्टोरी एक मिनट में प्लीज. गोविंद जायसवाल was born in a very humble family, rather poor family in वाराणसी, उत्तर प्रदेश. Son of a rickshaw driver. उनके पिताजी के पास अपनी खुद की तो रिक्शा थी नहीं, somebody else's. गोविंद जायसवाल पढ़ाई करते थे और बाकी के घंटों में रिक्शा चलाते थे. जब भी कलेक्टर ऑफिस के पास से वो निकले अपने आप को कहते थे ये ऑफिस में एक दिन वही चेयर पे बैठना है. पागल हो गया क्या? His friends would tell him this. You want to crack UPSC? You want to be an IAS officer? Forget it. उन्होंने कहा नहीं करना तो है. Then he started his journey. His journey is unbelievable. His family would skip dinner just to save money to purchase books for him. इतना गरीब परिवार, ऑर्डिनरी हट में रहता था. Govind Jaiswal would go without dinner, just drinking 2-3 glasses of water to calm down the fire within at night and keep reading. कई बुक्स तो वे परचेज नहीं कर पाए, तो लाइब्रेरी में जाके पढ़ते थे. उनके पास स्मार्टफोन नहीं था कि भी लाइब्रेरी में ये बुक्स के कोई पिक्चर पेजेस के ले ले और फिर घर जाके पढ़े. He decided that I will go for this. He worked 14 hours a day. And in the year 2006, Govind Jaiswal cracked UPSC in the first attempt, 48th rank all India. क्या लोग करते हैं, क्या कर सकते. Today he is a proud IAS officer. गांव में सभी को प्रेरणा मिलती है ना. एक बच्चा गांव में से ये तैयार होता है. तो हम नवसारी के पास रंबास में उत्तर गुजरात में खेड़ ब्रह्मा में आदिवासी हॉस्टल्स और स्कूल्स हम चलाते हैं. वहां से कोई आदिवासी गांव में से एक ग्रेजुएट हुआ, बाकी के 10 भर्ती तक तुरंत हो जाते. यार ये बॉम्बे ग्रेजुएट हो जाएगा. इट्स एन इंस्पिरेशन, इट्स एन इनडायरेक्ट सर्विस टू सोसाइटी. तो गोविंद जायसवाल से तो आप सभी की परिस्थिति अच्छी है, हाँ या ना? टेल मी या लाउडर वन. योर बेटर रिसोर्सेज, मच बेटर रिसोर्सेज. ये गोविंद जायसवाल इतना नाम डालना गूगल में, ये तो मैंने शॉर्ट में स्टोरी कही, क्या आपको पढ़ना मिलेगा. तो मेरा ये अनुरोध है कि आप रोज सुबह घर से निकले उसके पहले 3 मिनट का एक अच्छा रीड ढूंढ के पढ़ लेना. And see your day how it goes. And I'll ask you when we meet the next time a few years hence. Thank you.
Can we take one more question? Last one. Can we take a last question, sir? This will be a very good question because most.
और baser instincts of human being, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मत्सर, आशा, तृष्णा, अहंकार, ईर्ष्या, इसका आंसर स्पिरिचुअल है. तो हमारी BAPS संस्था की शुरुआत जिन्होंने की हमारे गुरु शास्त्री जी महाराज थे. उनके शिष्य एक थे गुलजारीलाल नंदा, who was 2-time caretaker प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया. तो गुलजारीलाल नंदा ये बात शास्त्री जी महाराज को कहते कि स्वामी गुस्सा बहुत आता है. जो प्रश्न मुझे मैं पूछा, और गुस्सा आता है तब क्या करता हूं पता है? पेन चबा देता हूं, पेपर वेट उठा के फेंकता हूं, तोड़ डालता हूं फ्लोर पे डाल के. ऐसी परिस्थितियां होती थी. तो गुलजारीलाल नंदा ने ये कहा कि स्वामी जी ये गुस्से को मैं कैसे काबू में लाऊं. तब हमारे गुरु शास्त्री जी महाराज ने गुलजारीलाल नंदा जी को कहा था कि जब भी आपको यह लगे कि गुस्सा आ रहा है, गुस्से होने की परिस्थिति में मैं आ गया हूं, तब डोंट ओपन योर माउथ, डोंट मूव एंड स्टार्ट चैंटिंग द होली नेम. भगवान स्वामीनारायण का पवित्र महा मंत्र हमारे गुरु शास्त्री जी महाराज ने गुलजारीलाल नंदा को कहा कि स्वामीनारायण 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 हाई स्पीड से बोलना चालू करना. आप जो भी भगवान के स्वरूप में श्रद्धा रखते हो उसका हाई नाम स्मरण स्टार्ट कर देना. इट हैज द पावर टू कंज्यूम ऑल दैट एंगर. और इसके पीछे साइंटिफिक प्रूफ भी है. मैं आपको साइंटिफिक और लॉजिक भी बात करूंगा क्योंकि आई एम अ मैन ऑफ लॉजिक एंड मैन ऑफ साइंस बोथ. जैसे मैंने कहा आप सब पैदा हुए थे उसके पहले मैंने इंजीनियरिंग पूरा किया था. सो मैं साइंस का भी विद्यार्थी हूं और स्पिरिचुअलिटी का भी हूं. यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ फिलाडेल्फिया, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पेंसिल्वेनिया, डॉक्टर एंड्रयू न्यूबर्ग, डॉक्टर H.G. कोइंग, आप ये भी गूगल में डाल देना. इन्होंने रिसर्च की कि जब भगवान का नाम स्मरण करते हैं तब लाभ क्या होता है. तो भगवान का जब नाम स्मरण करते हैं तो शरीर में जो हार्मोन्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं वो हार्मोन्स की इफेक्ट क्या होती है बॉडी में. तो डॉक्टर एंड्रयू न्यूबर्ग, डॉक्टर H.G. कोइंग लिखते हैं कि ये हार्मोन से 5 बातें बनती है. एक, आपका मेमोरी पावर बढ़ता है. दूसरा, आपका विल पावर और कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है. और विल पावर और कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ा तो गुस्से में कम आएंगे आप, क्योंकि आप सिचुएशन हैंडल कर पाएंगे. तीसरी बात उन्होंने लिखी कि यू विल बी एबल टू हैव अ बेटर बफर सिस्टम, मतलब दुख सहन करने की शक्ति आपकी बढ़ जाएगी. तो गुस्सा कंट्रोल में आ गया ना, दुख सहन करने की शक्ति आपकी बढ़ गई. और चौथी बात उन्होंने लिखी है, आपकी इम्यून सिस्टम की स्ट्रेंथ भी बढ़ती है नाम स्मरण से, साइंटिफिकली प्रूव बाय साइको न्यूरो सॉफ्टवेयर्स. Again, I'm repeating the name, Dr. Andrew Newberg, Dr. H.G. Coing, University of Philadelphia and University of Pennsylvania. देख लिया ना? तो गुस्से के कंट्रोल के लिए नाम स्मरण, जो हमारे गुरु शास्त्री जी महाराज ने, संस्था के स्थापक ने गुलजार नंदा जी को कहा, वही बात सालों बाद ये दो साइंटिस्ट ने की है. तो नाम स्मरण थोड़ा करना, इट हैज द पावर. मॉर्निंग नाम स्मरण इज इंस्पिरेशन, इवनिंग नाम स्मरण इज डिस्ट्रेसिंग. इतनी ताकत होती है इसमें, तो आप गुस्से को कंट्रोल कर सकते हो. एंड द लास्ट थिंग आई वुड टेल, हमारे गुरु प्रमुख साईं महाराज एक बात करते थे, किसी ने आपको गधा कहा, गुस्से में आ जाते हो कि नहीं? मैं आपको बोलूं आप तो गधे जैसे हो, तो आप तो गुस्से में आ जाओगे, यहां दौड़ के ऊपर आके मुझे एक चाटा मार दोगे, हाँ या ना? डोंट कीप योर माइंड सो वीक दैट somebody's one word can disturb your peace, your stability. इसके लिए हमारे गुरु प्रमुख साईं महाराज क्या सिखाते थे? किसी ने आपको गधा कहा कि आप गधे हो, एक सेकंड के लिए आंख बंद कर देना. मेरा सफेद चमड़ा है? नहीं है. लंबे लंबे कान है? नहीं है. पीछे छोटी पूंछ है? नहीं है. चार पैर है? नहीं है. तो बस मैं गधा नहीं हूं, मैं मनुष्य हूं. Make yourself stable and strong from within. Storms won't stop in life. You have to have your defense system. हमले कम नहीं होंगे जीवन में. शब्द के हमले, नेगेटिव प्लानिंग के हमले, आपके लिए लेग पुलिंग होगा. कॉर्पोरेट पॉलिटिक्स बहुत बड़ा एक क्षेत्र है, सब कुछ होगा. Attacks won't stop. You have to make your defense system powerful. जैसे इजराइल ने रखा है ना आयरन डोम, आपका आयरन डोम रखना चाहिए. Attacks should not be there to affect you. Attacks आएंगे, तो गुस्से की ये बात है. चलो, thank you very much and all prayers for all of you.
So this is the time for formal vote of thanks. So first and foremost, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the speaker of the day. Swamiji, it was a wonderful experience to hear you. I personally thought it was highly impactful and powerful speech. From now onwards, I will stop pursuing X factor because I have found that there is a lot of merit in Y factor. Theory Y, what Swamiji has propounded and has discussed really can be considered as an option, and give A to others is also something that has stayed with me, sir. So it was a wonderful experience sitting there and listening to you. All of you, please consider this as a valuable opportunity to take away something which you can take away and bring change in your personality. So thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and coming here and gracing the occasion and truly sticking to the topic. I haven't seen a highly relevant speech like this ever in my life, where constantly sir was talking about the human factor. So thank you so much. I would like to sincerely thank the office bearers of the SVKM, whose constant support and visionary leadership ensures that such events and such initiatives are successful. Starting with Shri Amrish Bhai Patel sir, the President of SVKM, Shri Bhupesh Bhai Patel sir, Honorary Joint President of SVKM, Shri Chintan Bhai Patel sir, Honorary Vice President, Shri Bhagat Sanghvi sir, Honorary Vice President, our very own Dr. Shri Jayan Gandhi sir, Honorary Secretary. Please big round of applause for sir, because when we were discussing this in one of the IQAC meetings that we will propose this, we took the matter to the CDC, and instantly when we shared the problem with sir that we were not able to find a person of a high stature to come here and enlighten students, sir quickly said we will definitely invite, or I would request Swamiji, and this is how it has happened. So thank you so much, sir. Shri Harshad Bhai Shah, our college mentor, Honorary Secretary, Joint Secretary of SVKM, Treasurer, Honorary Treasurer, Shri Shalin Bhai Divetia sir, Honorary Joint Secretary of SVKM, Shri Harit Bhai Chitalia sir, Honorary Joint Secretary of SVKM, and Shri Jagdish Parikh sir, who is also Honorary Joint Treasurer. Your encouragement and guidance are what make events like this a reality. Now let me thank the leadership of UPG College. A big round of applause for Dr. Anju Kapoor, the principal of our college. Ma'am, thanks thanks a lot for being there. Always wonderful to have you as a leader. And whatever sir was saying, it was resonating. And some of those things are really present. And the reason why we work as UPG as a unit, that I can really say this with a lot of pride, that we have a very high human factor. Dr. Smruti Nanavati, our Vice Principal, for her valuable inputs and coordination efforts. And Mrs. Kalika Khedikara, Registrar, for ensuring smooth logical arrangements. So clearly we have women at the helm of the affairs at our institution. A special thank you to Department of Management and BMS team, starting with Shubhangi ma'am, Dr. Mayur Vyas, Abhijit Moide sir, Professor Lokesh, Dr. Naresh and Professor Sharon, for conceptualizing and organizing this seminar. Your dedication and meticulous planning have been instrumental in its success. Also thanks to Department of Psychology, who has been the co-host of this event, from Jyoti Dalal School of Liberal Arts. Thanks for constantly being there and being a part of this event. Heartfelt thanks to all IQAC members for guiding throughout during conceptualization and implementation. I truly miss our college mentor today, Harshit Bhai. He couldn't be here, but his presence always is a great support. A heartfelt thanks to Dr. Koteshwar Rao sir, Dean of MPST, because of whom we are sitting here in this event, in this auditorium. Wonderful facility that sir and his team has allowed us to conduct event here. And we are also grateful to the auditorium staff, Sri Suman ji and his support staff, for tirelessly working behind the scenes to ensure everything ran smoothly. Special thanks to the team of student volunteers. Please give a big round of applause to all those who are standing here. There are too many of them. I may miss out few names, that's why I'm not taking the names, but the IQAC members in Tanisha Mistry and Tanmay Sancheti and the GS of the college, Sakshi Rakhi, are the three names that are in the mind. So, sir, I would request you to give your blessing to this young generation. With your blessing, I'm sure they will have something to take away from you in this particular event. I would like to acknowledge the contributions of our admin staff, technical support. Last but not the least, all of you who have registered. I have done many events in this campus, sir. There were more than 300 registrations for this event voluntarily, which is something that I have never seen. So a big round of applause to all those volunteers who registered, and also some of the faculty members of Sister Concerns who have joined here and come and graced the occasion. As we conclude, let us carry forward the lessons from today's seminar and strive to apply them in our personal and professional lives. Thank you so much for this wonderful event. Sir, can we have a picture with you? All, whoever, I mean not all, possible. Maybe I'll start with the student team. They can have a picture with you.